Where's the chat? Hello, one person that's joined. Hello, second person that's joined. Hello, many more people that have joined. Hello in Trinidad. Yeah, very much enjoying the New York weather. Fortunately, I do think I'm going to be able to go home tomorrow because my flight hasn't been cancelled. So that's good news. I have had quite a nice view seeing all the snow from my hotel room. I didn't get stuck in America because I was here anyway, and I'm not due to leave until tomorrow. And from what I can see, my plane hasn't been cancelled, which is good news. So I will be going home as normal tomorrow, luckily. Yes, I'm in the States. I've been here for 6 days, 5 days, 6 days. I arrived at the beginning of the week. And I am just going live because I felt like it, and it's been a long time, and I haven't done it for such a long time. And I also wanted to see what it was like on the phone as well. And sorry for the lighting, it's really shit in my hotel room. But I wanted to see, like, what are all these icons on the side? What do all these things do? So if I start doing stuff and it does weird things on the screen, it's because I'm playing. I'm doing very well, thank you very much. Hello from the Philippines, or hello in the Philippines rather. Okay, what's this? I'm playing, by the way, so you're going to see some weird shit happening on my screen. This is okay. Cool. Okay, they were the effects. What's this? Stickers. Oh, polls and Q&As. Okay, I'm going to ask you a question. And this will only work. You'll only be able to really answer this if you saw my last 2 videos. Or the one that I posted yesterday, not today. Give me a second whilst I write it. Actually, do you know what? I'm not going to do it about the videos. I'm going to do something really random. Okay, there you go. There's a random question for you to answer. Hello, Tamara. This is Girish. Hi, Girish. Thinking of getting the DJI Osmo Action 5 for mountain content, Ireland and Scotland. What's your thoughts? Any alternatives I should consider? Depends what you're doing, really. What you're doing in the mountains. Hello, hello, hello. You're welcome, Edits with Jay. Got the DJI Nano because of my review. I'm glad that you found the video useful. Hell yeah to pineapple on pizza. What the fuck's wrong with you guys? I used to like pineapple on pizza when I was little, but it's weird. My daughter likes it. She likes pineapple and red onions on her pizza, and I just think, you do you, love. Osmo Action 6 camera over all cameras, or am I missing something? Again, depends what you want it for. What are you going to be filming? Depends. Have I tested any extra cameras? They have a new one dropping this week. I haven't, because if you're talking about like the Extra Muse camera that looks like the one that looks like the Pocket 3, which is basically, let's be honest, it's the Pocket 3, isn't it? I haven't tested that one, and I don't have it. I haven't bought it. I was enjoying New York. I haven't been out today because of the storm. I've just been in my hotel. I've been working on videos and just planning a couple of videos that I need to do. I edited one video and posted it earlier today, which was low light with the Action 6, because I went out last night and got some footage. So if you haven't seen that video, it is live. And can you hear that? That's all I hear. It's not constant, but it's loud when it happens. I don't know if you can hear the sirens in the background. But yeah, I went out last night to film some night footage, and that's the video that went live today. And then the day before yesterday, I went out to use the Action 6 to shoot with film tones for the photos, because that's something that was added in the firmware update last year, towards the end of last year. And I remember when I did the video, when I was in Thailand, the launch video, I was playing around with the film tones and for video, and one of the things that I said was it'd be really cool if you could actually use film tones on photos, and now you can. And I actually think the photos look pretty awesome with the film tones. So I'm going to be definitely playing around with the Action 6. When I get back home, I'm going to take it to London, probably have a little day trip out to London and go to some little villages as well, some obscure villages, and get some cool photos and play around some more with the film tones. Have I ever seen Rowan Atkinson in person? I haven't, no. But I did see Ronnie Corbett once standing at a traffic light. You know, bit of extra information for you there. He was wearing a yellow coat. Has to have ham though. Yeah, I used to have pineapple and ham, but no, I'm just not there for the pineapple anymore. Is the Osmo Pocket 3 better than the Action 6? In what context? Yeah, Action 4 is still a great camera. The image quality on a bright day, it just looks so good. It just looks so good. And I don't understand why it had to change with the Action 5. The Action 5 looks good on an overcast day, but when it's really bright and sunny, same with the Action 6, you're still getting that HDR look. It's just not the one, you know? But when you shoot D-Log-M, it looks good. But in the normal color profile on a bright day with those two cameras, it just doesn't look as good as the Action 4. The Action 4 is still a winner. Thoughts on the Apple Creator Studio? I haven't looked at it in depth, but my friend sent me a post about it, but I haven't looked at. I've looked at some of the apps that are in it, but for me, I don't think that I would use a lot of them, to be honest. But I might have a look at it anyway, just so that I can maybe make a video and talk about it for those that it might be useful for. Seven Fresh Kids 7, you are very welcome. I just know what it's like when you're in the beginning and you're trying to, you buy all this camera gear because you have the best intentions of making a video, and you just get in your head and you put all these blockers in front of you before you've even tried. So I'm just trying to give back and just trying to help people get started, because you bought the cameras for a reason, you're excited, you bought the cameras to make something, and then you just get stuck. So it's what it's about. Just got to make the damn video. Do I think it's lame that the Nano can't run a mic and the screen while recording? It's very annoying. You mean when it's disconnected? Because obviously when it's connected, it's fine. But when it's disconnected, yeah, it's annoying that you can't get that preview. But I guess, you know, there's going to be limitations at some point. So I kind of get it. It makes sense. But it's still annoying. Hello, Porsche Media 911. As smartphone companies add more AI, will they eventually replace mirrorless and DSLR cameras? Honestly, it depends what you're filming, because at this point, you could use your phone now instead of a mirrorless or a DSLR camera. But let's be honest, if someone was going on a client shoot, I guess this doesn't apply to a lot of people at the moment on this call, I don't know, maybe. But if you were going on a client shoot and you wanted to charge a proper price, you wouldn't show up with your phone. They would want to make sure or see that they're getting their money's worth, and so using mirrorless cinema cameras, mirrorless cameras, DSLR cameras, they're still going to have their uses. And even though phones are good, there's just something about, like, for example, my Pixel 6K, the quality that comes out of that camera is phenomenal. And when you pair it with specific lenses, I think it's hard to come close to a phone in that respect. But again, it is always going to come down to context and what it is you're filming. Do I have the DJI Neo 2? I do. I did a video about it, and I'm actually going to be going out in the next couple of weeks with the Neo, the Flip, and the Mini 5 Pro to do like a buyer's guide, so that, because people have asked me what I prefer between the Neo and the Flip, and I haven't compared them side by side yet, but from what I remember of the footage from the Flip, I really liked the Flip, and I know a lot of people didn't like it, but I actually really liked it. I like the way it handles, I like the way it flies, I love the image quality, it's very similar to the Pocket 3. And I was also very impressed with the Neo 2, because the Neo Gen 1, I like the concept of it, and I liked the footprint, how small it was, but the image quality was just, it was a no. And I said that in the video. I said, you know, if you're a complete beginner and you want to get into flying drones and you want something that's very simple and very easy, then the Neo Gen 1 was perfect for that. But if you were looking for quality, it wasn't the one. Whereas with the Neo 2, I think the Neo 2 is awesome. The quality is really good. And if I was going off of quality, I would probably still get the Flip, just because I do value quality a lot. But if I was trying to travel very light and not have as much heavy, not that the Flip's heavy, but it's more awkward to carry, then I would probably go with the Neo 2. This is weird you talking about the Action 6. I'm rocking with you since the Action 4 and still using it. Yeah, I was just saying the Action 4 is still a really good camera, and I think I brought it with me to New York actually because I thought I was going to use it. I didn't because I didn't have time and I had a couple of Action 6 videos to do. And someone said to me, oh, you know, you were talking about the Action 4 and now you're talking about the Action 6. And it's like, yeah, I'm a review channel. I review camera gear and I like playing with cameras. So obviously I'm going to talk about other cameras. But that's not to say that I automatically stop liking another camera. I just like talking about other cameras. And as new generations come out, I'm going to talk about them. But yes, the Action 4 is still awesome today. And I still use it. I took it to Thailand and I used it a lot in Thailand. I even made a video with it when I was talking about the Action 5 versus the Action 6. It was the main talking head camera that I used because it just looked so good. Should I really purchase the Osmo Action 6 camera for everyday vlogging? You can. It, you know, it works well. So would the Action 4 or the Action 5. It depends what you're looking for in terms of what you want from a camera specifically, because if you, let's say you want to have the option to repurpose footage, then the Action 6 is going to be great. By the way, if you haven't voted on this pineapple on pizza, I want to see, because at the moment there are too many of you that are saying, yeah, it's just wrong. Okay, we need to balance this out. So yeah, it depends what you're filming and what you actually want from your camera, because the Action 6, and also it comes down to what footage you like the look of the most, because like I was just saying, the Action 4 footage, the Action 4 looks great. On a bright sunny day, the Action 4 looks awesome. Whereas the Action 6, if you're shooting in the normal color profile, it looks fake at times. It has this weird HDR look, and so you have to kind of decide for yourself which you prefer the look of. And if I was going to be using the Action 6, for me, I would use film tones if it was a bright day, because I find with the film tones in the Action 6, unless you've got decent light, the quality of the footage suffers. And so if it's a nice bright day and there's lots of bright daylight, then the film tones look really good. This isn't the case for photos, they just look good anyway. But for footage specifically, with the film tones on the Action 6, you need a lot of decent light. So I would say, unless you're going to film in D-Log-M with the Action 6 and you don't like the look of it in normal, then choosing something like the Action 5 even looks a little bit better than the Action 6, I would say, in the normal color profile. I feel like a firmware update fixed it slightly. I did a video where I said, I take back what I said about the Action 5 because I didn't like the HDR look, and that was because it did look really bad in the beginning, and I remember mentioning that in the launch video, but it did kind of get fixed after several firmware updates. And so, yeah, this is why I put out all these videos where I just compare each camera against the other and talk about the different features, because it's a bit of a loaded question when someone asks, should I get this one or get this one? Because it's always going to depend on what you're filming and what you prefer, which is why I also do the blind tests at the beginning of the comparison videos as well. So I would just say, just have a look at the videos that I've put out already, because you're going to get a lot of information in them, and you're going to be able to see the footage as well, so that you can determine which one you prefer the look of. Best camera for cinematic shots. What are you filming? Guys, what are you filming? You have to tell me what you're filming. But also, cinematic shots in what way? Hello, I'm loving your videos and they've inspired me to create more, so thank you so much. You are very welcome. My Osmo Action 4 came home yesterday. I'm having a hard time with it. What are you having a hard time with? Hello to you in Chile. want to know, as a full-time coach, I often suggest to clients they check out your channel because of your message, just make the damn video, which we can apply to so much in life. Thank you. Very true. And I don't know if you saw this, there was a community post that I posted this week where I said that making the video is only half of it, because it is very much a mindset that you can apply to life. So when I talk about the fear of judgment from people, it's not just about making videos, that is just life in general. I feel like once you've gotten over that just in life, then it applies to video as well. But video is where it starts because that's what I talk about on the channel. But a lot of the stuff that I talk about is just life stuff, you know. Confidence comes from actually doing. So it doesn't matter what you're doing in life. If you don't feel confident about it, it's because you haven't done it, and it's because you haven't done it enough. So it is just life, really. And I'm very much into philosophy as well. I have been ever since I was younger. So I read a lot of philosophical books and stuff like that. So yeah, it is mainly life stuff. And I feel like if I wasn't a tech channel, that I would talk more about that. And I guess this is why I kind of weave it into the videos and what I talk about with video, because it is something that I am very much into, as I am with Buddhism as well. Good morning, Fiona's Life. Did I have to make a bunch of sales as a DJI affiliate for them to give you access to products before they're released? No, I didn't even reach out to DJI. They got in touch with me, and it's because the first product that I bought was that, so I actually bought it, was the Osmo Pocket. No, it's not the Osmo, it's just the Pocket 2. So I bought the Pocket 2 because I was curious about it and I wanted to play around with that, and I wanted something small when I was going out. And then when I bought it, I did a review on it, and that review kind of took off, and I thought, oh, okay, seems like this could be a direction to go in. And just because I really liked the camera, I started making loads of videos about it. I think there were like around 30 videos about the Pocket 2 on my channel, maybe more. And they were just, I was just excited to make the videos, and I was curious about different features and how things worked, and I was just documenting my process of using it, really, and my experience of using it. And so after that, the Action 3 came out. Again, I bought that, so it launched, and then on launch day I bought it, and it came the next day, and I made a video the very next day, which is where I was boxing it, and then I went out and just tested it. So it was like a very base first impressions. Here's some footage from the Action 3. And to be also, this is the camera that had so many problems, and I was so vocal about those problems because it had the focusing issue where it was just completely out of focus. And I sent my Action 3 back to DJI like 3 times because they sent me another one after I complained that there was a problem. And I made loads of videos about this problem as well. And they sent me another one, and then that was still faulty. And then they sent me another one, and then it was fine. But DJI ended up getting in touch with me after that for the Pocket 4, for the Action 4. And so that was when I started working with DJI, but they got in touch with me. And so when people say, oh, you know, you don't tell the truth, or like you shy away from talking about the negatives of a camera, I do not, and I never have. And I think if any company won't work with you because you talk about the negatives of a product, then they're not really a company that you would want to work with, because there's always going to be pros and cons to a product, and there are always going to be things that aren't necessarily good with a product. And so, and if there's a problem which is well known and everybody's having it, you can't be like, oh yeah, this product is absolutely fine, because that's bullshit and people will know that. So yeah, just being honest. So in a long-winded way, being honest about products and talking about products that you genuinely like and that you would genuinely use yourself, or you're genuinely curious about, that's what attracts brands to you. And that's, I'm assuming, why DJI got in touch with me, because I didn't reach out to them to work with them, even though I really wanted to. So when they did, I was like, yo, okay, yeah, I'm down. Also, I have a super chat. Thank you very much. Who sent that? It's just popping up here, but it doesn't say who sent it. But whoever sent that $9.99 super chat, thank you very much. I very much appreciate it. How to become comfortable vlogging, filming yourself in public. You just got to do it. Honestly, the first thing that you could probably do is just start somewhere where it's quiet and there's not a lot of people. Or, and I mentioned this in a video, you could go somewhere where there are a lot of people, but it's very much a tourist spot. And the reason I say this is because a lot of people are just going to be on their phones. They're going to be taking photos, they're going to be shooting video. They're not going to be interested in what you're doing because they're literally doing the same thing themselves. And so I often found in the beginning, when I went to places that were very heavily populated with people and they were tourist spots, I felt a lot more confident filming because everyone was just glued to their phones and they weren't looking at what I was doing. Or if they did, it'd be like, oh, she's, doing her thing. No one cares. And you realize that nobody actually cares. So I would say go somewhere that's very quiet, where you might come across one or two people. And if you do get self-conscious, so when I used to go past people in those situations, I used to just stop recording, and because I just feel awkward, like what are they thinking? And this is also why I talk about make the damn video and like getting out of your head and trying to get comfortable, because it's also that as well that will help you to become comfortable filming in public when you're comfortable with yourself. So yeah, quiet places where there are hardly any people, or just tourist spots where there are loads of people taking photos and videos. Am I in England? No, I'm in New York at the moment. I've been using the Insta360 Ace Pro for over a year and I've been happy with it. Love the flip screen. Yeah, the flip screen with the Insta360 cameras is one of the things I really love about them. So the Ace Pro 2 is a really great camera and the flip up screen is very useful. I just really like DJI's ecosystem. It's so hard to beat, but Insta360 cameras are great as well. I love the X5. In fact, I use the X5 quite a lot, mainly when I'm going climbing, because I really love how the footage comes out of the X5. But in terms of like everyday vlogging, I do tend to just lean on DJI because just the mics, and the batteries are all the same, and it's just easy. It's just the ecosystem. But I feel like Insta360 will get there with their ecosystem, because obviously they have the Mic Air, which does need work, I have to say. I don't like the sound quality that comes from the Mic Air, but they'll get there. And yeah, they do great cameras. And that flip up screen is very, very useful. Guys, come on, the pineapple. Where are you that don't like the pineapple? Loving my Nano. I've been doing a lot of my gym videos with it. The Nano is awesome. Honestly, it's really surprised me. I didn't expect to like it as much as I did. And I have it here, and I haven't used it whilst I've been in New York, so I've literally just used the Action 6. But the Nano is a great camera. The quality is just, I was so shocked with the quality. When I got it the first time and I was going around and I was using it, the quality just really shocked me. And it's gotten better with the firmware updates as well. Have I ever gone live on my DJI Action 6? I haven't, no, I haven't done that yet. Why the camera goes dark when filming? I'm talking about my DJI Action I got yesterday. Which one? And more context. When does it go dark? What settings are you using? Happy to finally catch a live. It's been a while. I can't remember the last time I did a live. There was a year where I was going live all the time and then I just stopped. But I'm going to do it more often. This is good. What time is it? I am going to go off soon though, but I am going to do this more often. Yeah, do the challenge. It's great. The community's awesome as well. People have made the community so supportive. Honestly, there are almost, I think, 750 people in the community at the moment, and yeah, it's great. The 30-day challenge does work for people as well. It's become one of those. I guess it's more like a movement now, you know, which is pretty cool. But yeah, come and do it. Best mountain biking POV camera. It's usually dark and dull here. I'm guessing you mean during the day and it's like just overcast and dull. I'd probably say the Nano, to be honest, if you want a POV camera. But then the Action 6 is probably the best one in terms of like low light. So maybe the Action 6 on a chest mount or a neck, what's it called? The hanging neck mount. Just got an Action 4, nice, great camera. Do I tag my videos or have any SEO tips? I actually don't tag my videos anymore. I used to, but because of AI and just YouTube just knowing what's in your video, I don't feel like it's necessary. Don't quote me on that. I just don't feel like I need to do it anymore because YouTube reads the actual video itself. So as soon as you upload the video, it knows what's in there, it knows what's in the thumbnail, it knows what's in the title. So I feel like it doesn't, I don't think keywords are, and I don't think tags are necessary anymore. But I could be wrong, so don't quote me on that. Why am I in New York? Because I came for an event and then I stayed for a little bit longer because I had videos to make. And it's a cool place to make videos. Big fan of your tech reviews. Thanks for your honest reviews. Thank you, and you're welcome. What are my hobbies outside of reviewing? Well, I love climbing, so I often have little bits of climbing in my videos, and I do share some climbing videos on Instagram as well. And I like traveling. I've always loved traveling. I never was able to do it much before. And yeah, within the last, I'd say 2 years maybe, funnily enough, when I quit my job, my 9 to 5, and became a full-time YouTuber, I started traveling more. And so yeah, but I love climbing. I like doing that kind of like adventure stuff. I was also considering doing my private pilot's license this year, but I might wait. I'm not sure. But I like flying. I've only done it like 3 times, but it's very much something that I've been wanting to do in terms of getting a license for a while. So I'm gonna, when I go back home, I'm gonna actually have another lesson. And yeah, maybe this year take it more seriously, but definitely next year I want to be thinking about actually working towards getting my private pilot's license. How cool would it be to just, I was actually going to do it, I wanted to do it for this year because I thought, do you know what, it'd be really cool to fly myself to Paris or Rome for my 40th birthday. But yeah, it won't happen this year, but next year I think I will work towards actually getting my private pilot's license. Which do I like better, the Action 4 or the Action 6? I did a comparison video, you can watch that, because there are reasons for one or the other. But I will say in terms of the overall look, if I was shooting the normal color profile, it's definitely the Action 4. Just remember there's no zoom in the Action cameras. They do have zoom, it's just not very good. Although the Action 6 has lossless zoom, so it is better. So it's 2 times. Pineapple goes on pizza. Goes in drinks and you just eat it. Doesn't go on pizza. Sorry, no. But clearly I'm wrong because there are 74% of you who think, hell yeah. Hang on, I'm getting lost in comments. I'll get the Neo 2. I have the Mini 4 Pro, but I need to travel lighter. I gave up the OP3, the Osmo Pocket 3 for the Nano, and I still use the Action 4. Yes, pineapple on pizza is amazing. Okay, sure. But yeah, the Nano, as I was saying earlier, the Nano's awesome. I do really like the Nano. Hi from Ohio, hello. Any good workarounds with live streaming for the Action 5? I keep trying to just use the RTMP, but it's been very hit and miss. Did they fix this on the Action 6? I don't know, I haven't used either of them for streaming because I tend to just use the Pocket 3. So maybe I'll do a video where I test them because I haven't ever used the Action 5 or the Action 6 for live streaming. Hello, Franklin. I am still in New York, yeah. Hello, Primo Auto. Thank you. I don't know where you can get the Action 6 from if you can't get it from Amazon. I don't know where you are in the world. What matters the most is the content itself, the story rather than the gear. Very much. You can literally film on anything, and if you've got a good message and a good story, it's a good video. Very true. Never seen me do a video on the Sony FX2. Do I dislike it? I haven't tried the FX2, to be honest. Sorry, Bo Rakes, if that's how you say your name. You're very welcome. I so appreciate your comparison videos. You provide powerful insight that equip consumers to make the best decisions possible. Thank you. I try and do it in a way that if I was trying to decide for myself what would help me either way. So I'm not trying to sway people to buy something specific. It's just trying to help you figure out which one would be best for you. So I'm glad it does help. Car vlogger with the Osmo Pocket 3, what do you think about the Action 4 or the Go Ultra? If you've already got the Pocket 3, I'd say that that's a great camera for shooting car vlogs because you've got the gimbal of the Pocket 3, which is going to give you some nice smooth shots. Sorry, it's going to give you some nice smooth shots with the gimbal. I do lawn care and DJI cameras are made for what I do. You've helped a ton. Oh, I'm glad. Thank you. What made me stop vlogging on the Osmo Pocket 3? Funnily enough, I have a video about that. At the end of the day, we as consumers are responsible for taking the information that's given to us to make I'm guessing the decision out there, the best decision possible. Yeah, exactly. So it's with anything, you know, we put the videos out there to help people, and it's up to them to just do the research. And watching different videos is research. So you can't just take one person's view and think, okay, yeah, this is the camera for me. I feel like you need to watch videos from several different people or read articles from several different sources before you make up your mind, because it is a big decision if you're spending that much money on a camera. And so, yeah, you just have to see all the videos as research and just watch as many as you possibly can until you feel confident in the decision that you're making. Good evening, Dave, from snowy New Jersey. Zach Spencer, why'd you retract your message? I'm very curious. And you, Peter Stir, what did you say? Don't leave me hanging. I'm here because of the Osmo Pocket 3. Nice. I can't believe that Osmo Pocket 3 was 2.5 years ago. It was October 2023. That's crazy. It feels like it was like a year ago. That's crazy though. I was so excited when that camera came out. When DJI got in touch with me and they were like, the Pocket 3 is ready, I was like, shut the front door. Are you serious? I was so excited. Dude, you made me buy the Action 6, thank you. Hope you like it. I'm liking the film tones so far. I was playing around with them for the past few days, for photos specifically, but I do really like them for photos. What do I think of the macro lens for the Action 6? Have I kept using it? I honestly haven't, to be honest. It's one of those things that, unless I have something specific that I'm going to be filming with it, it's just faff. Like I don't need it for anything really. For what I'm doing, that's not a generalization for everybody, but for me, I don't need it unless I really wanted to spend loads of time getting specific, like very specific shots. But if I'm just doing a quick vlog like I was yesterday, was it yesterday? When did I go to Grand Central Station? I feel like it was yesterday. Maybe it was the day before. Whenever it was, I was doing a vlog because I was talking about the film tones with the photos on the Action 6. And I was just going, I was walking, talking, and then I was getting some shots along the way. And I wouldn't have used the macro lens because I would have had to take it off and put it on and take it off and put it on for the talking and then walking. And so, yeah, unless I'm doing something very specific, I don't see myself using it on a regular basis. But it's cool, and it's still a cool feature, and I can see how it would be useful for some people, especially if you were buying the Action 6 and it was going to be like your everything camera and you wanted to use it to get product shots, for example, because there's no close focusing, what's the word? You can't do close focusing on action cameras normally. Having the macro lens means that you can do close focusing so that you can get closer to your product or your subject or whatever it is that you want to film. So for that, I can see it being very, very useful. But for me, for vlogging, not so much. I'm here for the pineapple pizza. All right, okay. Hey, Mariah. Is overheating a real problem on the Action 4? I haven't had many situations where it's overheated on me. And when I was in Thailand and I was filming with it, I was doing a video and I was sitting directly in the sun. And I mentioned this in the video that it overheated. And that was after, I want to say like 15 minutes of continuous filming. But I was cooking on that step. I was sitting on the step and it was so hot. I actually had to get up and get off the step because it was that hot. And the camera overheated, but then within like 2 or 3 minutes, it was back to working again and I could film. So I feel like that's only happened for me maybe twice, that time in Thailand. And then I think there was one time when I was paddleboarding. Oh, that's the other thing. I like to paddleboard. So someone asked me earlier what hobbies I do. And I forgot paddleboarding because I only do it in the summer because it's way too cold to do it any other time of the year in England. So yeah, paddleboarding. But I was paddleboarding and it was, again, really hot. I had the sun directly on me whilst I was using the Action 4 and it overheated. But again, within a couple of minutes, I was back to filming with it after it had cooled down. So I feel like in those they're the only two situations that I can remember. And it does go back to normal very quickly. So I've never really had any problems with the Action 4. It really is one of those cameras that is just, I'll probably keep it forever. To be honest, it'll be a relic. It'll be on my shelf when I'm like 90. I'll be like, I used to use that when I was a YouTuber back in the day. But yeah, it's a good camera still. The Rode PodMic video, wow, that was a while ago. When did I do that? I feel like that was in 2024. But thanks. That's a good mic. I've still got that. I really need a video editing tutorial by you. I like your style a lot. Will there be content on this coming soon? I joined recently a 30-day challenge, but the hardest part is editing for me. Yeah, so I am going to be putting together a workshop. I actually did a waitlist for this in December because I am going to put a workshop together for Final Cut Pro, CapCut and DaVinci Resolve where I talk about, or actually show, it's going to be like a live sprint to edit vlog footage and actually make a vlog. So you'll come away being able to actually make a vlog. And the idea is that you're going to go through any footage that you have on your hard drive that you haven't already edited, that you've been wanting to edit. And I'm going to show you how to edit it in either Final Cut, CapCut or DaVinci. So there are going to be 3 sessions and you can choose which session you do, or you can do all 3 of them if you want to learn in each of the editors. But that, I was going to do it at the end of this month, but then I had to come away because I'm in New York at the moment. So I'm looking to do it at some time in February. So there'll be more information about that soon. But yeah, it's going to be very hands-on. So it's not going to be theory. I'm going to be actually showing you. And there will be a guest who is going to show you the DaVinci part. So stay tuned. I bought all of my DJI cameras because of you. I'm trying to decide Nano, Action 5, Action 6 or my Osmo Pocket for my daily vlogs. If you had to choose, which one would you go with? It depends. I know I keep saying this, but it really depends. Like daily vlogs, where are you going to be filming? What are you going to be filming? What do you need from your camera? It depends on those small contexts. Been watching you for so long. We'll be getting the DJI 6 for my travels later this year. Appreciate you. Thank you. And have safe travels. Do I use Final Cut Pro on the Mac and the iPad? I mainly use it on the Mac. I've used it on the iPad a couple of times, but I prefer to edit on the Mac because I just do it a lot quicker. If I want to do any kind of shorts, So if I'm doing Instagram Reels or Stories or YouTube Shorts, then I use Instagram Edits because they're very quick videos. But if I'm editing my vlogs, for example, or my review videos or any kind of in-depth videos like that, then I edit on my Mac with Final Cut Pro. But I do like the iPad app, and I think if I used it more, that I don't know if you can hear me because my mic is covered. I feel like if I used it more, I'd get more used to it. But from the times that I have used it, I do quite like it. And it's quite intuitive as well. I feel like everything is placed quite nicely in the interface to find. But I just edit really quickly on my laptop, so that's why I use that mainly. The queen of DJI Osmo. I just like DJI has such a great ecosystem. It's so good. But there are random people who will just pop up in your shot and invade your space. What do you mean? I'm guessing when you're filming in public. I've had people like, wait, what video was it that I was doing last week? Oh, it was the so in the Action 6 video, when I was talking about my settings, there was a woman running around the lake, and I kept seeing her because I was walking around the lake and she was running around the lake, and I stopped to do my outro, and I didn't see her when I was filming this bit, but when I got back and I was looking at the footage, she'd waved in the background, which was quite funny. I have people do that, and there was a video that I did yesterday, and there was a guy who, when I walked past, he waved in the background as well. So people do that, and people stop me in the street sometimes and ask me what I'm doing, which I don't mind, as long as they don't do it whilst I'm talking, because then it throws me off. But I'm quite happy to stop and chat to somebody if they're asking me what I'm doing. So that's all right. Hello, Amazing Adventures. I've been vlogging since 2016 and I still get nervous vlogging in public. You just do it and to heck with what anyone thinks. Exactly. Just got to keep on doing it. Have I been to a pineapple party? What do you mean? What is a pineapple party? Oh, 156 people. Hell yeah, 69% to pineapple on pizza. It's a popular thing, huh? Popular. How would I compare the Insta360 Ace Pro 2 to DJI Action 6 as far as the night modes? I'm doing a comparison video between the two, so I don't know yet because I haven't looked at the footage side by side. So keep an eye out. It is very much overdue. I've been meaning to do it for ages, but I actually brought the Ace Pro 2 with me because I was going to get some footage whilst I was here. But honestly, you know, I've had videos to do whilst I'm here and I've got a lot of footage, but I also just needed a bit of a break because towards the end of last year was just so busy. So it's been nice to take things a little bit slower in January. And so that's why certain videos, because I know I've said in a couple of comments, oh yeah, the Action 6 versus Ace Pro 2 video is coming. And I did want to have it done weeks ago, but I just needed a bit of a break. Even though I've still been working, I've still been putting out videos, but yeah, I just needed a bit more of a break this month. But when I get back home, back to it, fully back to it. Do I still use the Action 5 Pro since I got the Action 6? Yeah, so with these cameras, even though I get the new ones, I still use the old ones as well because I still like them. And also I still like making videos where I can show people what they are like, because people are still looking for information about the older cameras as well. And so if there's something that I experience with an older camera, then I'll make a video about it, which is why I still like to try and use them. As I was saying earlier, I still use the Action 4 because I really like the footage on a bright day. So if it's a really sunny day, I'll still use the Action 4 over any other camera, to be honest. Whereas if it's an overcast day, the Action 4 does tend to look a little bit muddy on an overcast day. And in that situation, I know that this isn't something that everybody can do. You can't have a camera for every different weather situation, but because I have them, I can say, you know, if you live in the UK, the Action 4, even though I love it and I use it a lot, in summer it's brilliant. In winter, it's not great. So I use the Action 5. The Action 5 actually looks really nice in overcast situations. And what was the question? I've just completely forgot what the question was. Oh, why has this gone all the way back up? I've just completely forgot what I was answering. But, oh, no, do I still use the Action 5 Pro? Yeah, so yeah, I do still use the Action 5. And if there's a firmware update or anything like that, then I'll do a video about it. But yeah, I do use it in certain situations. That was waffle. Yeah, it does suck that the drones are being banned in the US. Hello, Tim Manning. Do you watch any of the bloggers? Any favourites? Honestly, I don't watch a lot of YouTube anymore, and I'll go through bursts and, you know, pockets of watching it every now and then. But on the whole, I don't really watch YouTube that much. I watch my other creator friends' videos. But the reason that I don't is because I feel like I get creatively stifled if I start watching loads of other videos. Not because I compare myself, but because I just need to shut my mind off from other things that are similar to what I do. And so it comes down to the creativity and not wanting to have anything kind of like mess with that. So I don't watch a lot of YouTube. If I watch YouTube, it's usually because I'm watching stuff about like business or I'm watching podcasts. But yeah, other than that, I don't watch loads of YouTube anymore. How long have I been on for? An hour. I was going to be here for like half an hour. I am going to go soon. I'm trying to get through the messages. If you haven't voted on this pineapple on pizza, I want to know. Because at the moment, the pineapple on pizza is winning. Yeah, Alexis, you did great in the 30-day challenge. Honestly, you were so consistent. You smashed it. How's the winter storm treating you? Do you know what? I've been in my hotel all day. It's got nice food. I've been chilling, editing. It's been great. And I've got a nice open view. But obviously the snow stopped now. But, you know, I had front row seat to it. It was great. Hello, Reviewnesia. Yeah, action cameras are great. They're just so convenient. especially when traveling as well. Farhan, yes, it would be early, but I'm actually in New York at the moment, so I'm not in the UK. What time would it be now? In fact, it'd be 3 in the morning. Does YouTube pay you enough to make videos, or is there another revenue stream? So I would never rely on AdSense. AdSense is almost like it's like a bonus, because you wouldn't, depending on what you do, like for me, no, I wouldn't be able to live off AdSense alone. So brand deals and digital products and affiliate sales. So it's all like little things, different revenue streams, and AdSense is one of them, but it's a very small slice of it. Autistic AF, I appreciate that. Thank you. Have a good sleep. Full-time YouTuber is intense, but you make it look easy. Continue to bless us with these gems of videos. Thank you. Thank you. And you're also very welcome. It is intense. There's a lot. There's, making the videos, doing the business. As you know, with videos, it's not just making the videos. There's the production, there's the editing. There's so much that goes into it, but it's fun. And there's this quote about choosing your hard, and having a 9 to 5 is hard. Being a YouTuber is hard, but I'd rather be a YouTuber. I'd rather work for myself. And it's fun. I enjoy it. Do I prefer editing 360 camera footage or non-360 camera footage? Definitely non-360 camera footage. It's so much quicker. The 360 footage, you just have that extra step of having to reframe everything. But it's worth it though. I love using 360 cameras for certain things. And because you can just track yourself, you can do the AI tracking, so you don't have to necessarily spend ages doing different keyframes. That makes it a lot quicker as well. So definitely prefer the non-360 footage, but it doesn't put me off using a 360 camera. Did I DIY the necklace lanyard that I use with the DJI Mic 3, or is that a certain one you purchased? I like this style a lot better than clipping it to a shirt. Yeah, so this is the one that I use. I don't know if you can see it. So it came with this mic, which is the mic from Hollyland, and that's the pendant. And to be honest, I just wear that all the... Hang on, let me put the mic back on. I just wear that necklace all the time so that I can either attach the Hollyland mic, which is plugged into my phone at the moment, or the DJI Mic Mini or Mic 3. I don't use the Mic Mini anymore, actually, the Mic 3. So it's the pendant that comes with the Hollyland Lark M2. How do I make the website for my work? Do you have a provider or do you do it all yourself? So I use Squarespace, but I customized my website a lot. So I used to be a web developer. I was a web developer for like 16, 17 years. And in true Tamara style, I don't like faffing around. And so even though I could make my own website, it was just easier to get something like Squarespace where I could just drag and drop stuff and not have to focus on that part of the business as well. So it's one less mental load for me to have to do, because maintaining a website takes time, and I don't have a lot of time. So I just use something like Squarespace, and then I just go in and I change the code in the background so that I can make the website look as much like I want to as I can with the limitations that there are with Squarespace. So there's so much more that I would want to do with my website if I just built it myself, but I can't be bothered, and I can't be bothered to maintain it. So Squarespace is great. It does a good job, and it's reasonably priced as well. So yeah. Thank you for the Make the Damn Video challenge. It was a great shot in the arm and motivator. You're welcome. Do you think the nano footage will seamlessly cut with the Pocket 3 footage? If you shoot in D-Log-M, it will. But if you shoot in the normal color profile, you will see differences because the Pocket 3 just has a certain look to it. And I feel like it doesn't look the same as like the Action 4 or the Action 5 or the Action 6. It does have a different look, or the Nano. But if you shoot in D-Log-M, then yeah, you'll be able to match the footage really easily. Hello from Egypt. Hello. Is the Pocket 2 worth it today? I haven't used the Pocket 2 in years. I remember when I had it, I absolutely loved it, but because of what is available now, I would probably say no, because the quality in, for example, I keep coming back to the Action 4 because it is so good, and for the price, it's awesome. I would be more inclined to say to pick up the Action 4 than the Pocket 2 at this point. What video editor do I use? I use Final Cut Pro when I'm doing my main YouTube videos, but if I'm doing shorts or reels, then I will use Instagram Edits. Hello, Ron. Hey, Sky. Hello to you in Berlin. I can't pronounce your name properly, so. Have I done a video using the Osmo Pocket 1? I never had the Pocket 1, so I only started using DJI products when I got the Pocket 2, and then I got the Mini 2. Was that the next thing I got? When did the Mini 2 come out? Yeah, because I used to use the Mini 2 with the Pocket 2. So yeah, I never had the Pocket 1, and I never had the original Osmo Action either. The first DJI Action camera I got was the Osmo Action 2. It was just called the Action 2, wasn't it? Yeah. I know you're a big fan of DJI, but I thought I'd ask Action 6 or Ace Pro 2. I was saying this earlier that I am doing a comparison video between the Action 6 and the Ace Pro 2, so keep an eye out because I haven't put the footage side by side yet to make a decision. So keep an eye out for that video. I was going to do it ages ago, like a couple of weeks ago, but I was having a break. But I'll get to it. It'll be out soon. Yeah, I'm live. It's been a while. It's been a long time. I'm going to do this more often. It's been fun. And I keep saying I'm going to go because it's been over an hour now. I was going to stay on for like half an hour, but I am going to go soon. But you guys keep asking questions and I'm trying to get through the messages. Tamara, who's the avatar on your mind when you make videos? That's a good question. So my avatar is somebody who is either starting out making videos or has been making videos. So I have like three avatars. The first one is someone who's a complete beginner and they're picking up a camera for the very first time. They have no idea what to buy. They don't know what they need, but they know what they want the camera for. So that's one avatar. And there are some more attributes to go with that as well. The second person is someone who has been using cameras either on and off for a little while. They've made a video here, a video there, and they kind of know what they want from a camera, but they're trying to make up their mind between different cameras, and it basically comes down to what they like the look of, or specific features based on what they're going to use the cameras for. And the third one, my third avatar, is for people who are very much, they know that they want to make videos and they've been trying to be consistent making videos, and the only thing that's really stopping them is the consistency of not knowing what type of videos they want to make. But they have all the gear, like they have every single camera you could think of, but they're just stuck making videos because they don't really know the direction that they want to go in, because they feel like they need to have it figured out in the beginning, but they don't. They just need to start making videos about something that they're interested in. So that's like the overview of the 3 avatars that I have. And then there are different attributes as well, and different, different attributes that go with each of them. Someone said the f-stop gets stuck on the Action 6. Have you had that issue? To be honest, yes. I noticed this yesterday when I was going out and I was looking at the aperture in more detail for low light. So what I was saying was, so I was shooting in super night mode and I had the aperture at f2 and it was at f2. But then when I went and switched it into the regular video mode, it wouldn't go below f2.8, which is crazy. So I feel like that's something that needs to be fixed in a firmware update, because it doesn't make sense that you can't use the full range of the aperture, especially because it was in low light as well. So I was thinking, yeah, this should be good for the regular video mode because I can drop the aperture, or I can open the aperture, but it wouldn't go below f2.8. So yeah, I do feel like that is an issue. Did I miss the answer on the poll question? Are you pro or anti pineapple on pizza? I am anti-pineapple on pizza. I don't like it. I like pineapple, but not on pizza. I used to, but that was when I was younger, but I don't like it on pizza anymore. I wouldn't throw up if I ate it, but it's not my choice. So I love the Action 6. I'm looking at getting a remote for it. Have you thought of using a gimbal while filming with it? I used to use gimbals with the Action cameras before, mainly when I was filming at night to counteract the jitters, but so that I could have a lower shutter speed so that I could get more light into the sensor. So this was mainly with like the Action 4, because the Action 4 is not very good in low light, and so I wanted to make sure that I could get my shutter speed down. So, but then when you do that, you introduce jitters because the stabilization doesn't work when you go below like 1/100th of a second, for example. And so I would use a gimbal in that respect. Or when I was trying to get B-roll and get like cinematic shots, and so using a gimbal was useful for that. So in those, depending on which Action camera you're using, I would say gimbal is useful. But now, if I was using the Action 5 or the Action 6, I wouldn't use a gimbal unless like I said, I wanted to get some awkward angle shots when I'm shooting B-roll. Then for that, it is useful for sure. Damn, 207 of you voted on this pineapple on pizza. This is strong. This is strong. Keep the votes coming in. I like it. Hi Samara, why do you always buy 2 cameras? You have 2 Nanos and 2 Osmo Action 6s. So I tend to ask DJI to send me two because it makes it easier for me to make the videos when I'm reviewing. So for example, if I'm, like for example, doing the firmware updates, if there's a firmware update with a camera and the image quality is different, then I want to test what it was like before and what it's like with the firmware update. So I tend to update one camera and then I have the other camera on the older firmware update, so then I can do the comparison. Or when I'm doing the launch video, instead of stopping and restarting and stopping and restarting to film certain things, then I can just film at the same time. So for example, if I'm trying to show what night footage looks like in two different modes, so super night and regular, instead of me having to film it all in super night mode and then go back and film it all again in regular, I can just do it once with both of the cameras set to different settings. So it just makes my life easier and it just makes things a lot quicker, which is why I have two of each camera. And it also means that when I'm talking about the cameras, I can have one in my hand whilst I'm filming on the other one, because when I make the videos, I always want to make sure that I'm filming with the video that with the camera that I'm talking about, so that you guys can see as much footage from that camera as possible. So having two of them makes it easier for me to do that. I edit in Final Cut Pro. A pineapple party is not an appropriate thing. Please don't Google it. Okay. I did wonder. Pineapple and chicken pizza for the win. Do you know what? When I was in Thailand, I had, it wasn't chicken, it was prawns, shrimp. I had fried rice in a pineapple with pineapple bits and shrimp and onions and peppers, and it was actually very nice. Now you might think pineapple and shrimp is weird, but it was actually quite good. Do you know what? The GoPro Hero 11 was one of my favourite cameras until the Action 4 came out. I used to use the GoPro Hero 11 for a lot of my vlogging alongside the Pocket 2, and it was great. But one of the reasons that I actually stopped using GoPros was because I could not be asked to faff around with that friggin' media mod. It was just, you put that on and then you want to use a selfie stick, but if you need to get the battery out, you have to dismantle everything and then it was faff. And so when the Action 4 came out, it was like, this is what it should be like. This is easy. So that's why I stopped using the Hero 11. But I really did like that camera. It's one of my favorites. Yeah, caught me on a live. It's like I said, I was saying this earlier, it's been a long time since I've done a live, but I might do it more often. Just do it on my phone. It's easy. Did I get some videos of the snowstorm? I got some footage out of the window of my hotel, but I haven't been outside today. I bought the Action 5 Pro after watching your videos to use on my motorbike and absolutely love it. Has the HDR look been fixed on the Action 6? That's the only downside. No, it's still there. It's still there. That's what I don't like about the Action 6. So when I do use the Action 6, I've been using film tones as long as there's a lot of light. But otherwise, D-Log M. The footage looks great in D-Log M. I was able to purchase two Insta360 X5s on Black Friday. Do you think there'd be any situation where I would want to use both at the same time? It depends what you do, really. For example, if you're on a motorbike, you could have one at the front and one at the back, or, yeah. But honestly, it depends what you do. Can I make a video on how to use ND filters while walking to get nice motion blur on the Action 6? I could. I don't really use ND filters. I used to do all that, but again, it's faffing around. So when I use these action cameras, one of the main reasons that I use action cameras is so that I can just be quick, because I have mirrorless cameras, and when I'm trying to, I guess, spend a bit more time on the videos that I make, then I will use, can you hear that? It's really loud. Then I will use ND filters with my mirrorless cameras, but with the action cameras, honestly, I'm just trying to make the video. I'm not trying to, like, with the ND filters and the action cameras, if I do use an ND filter, I'm still not filming in manual settings, because I'm moving around so much and I'm moving between different locations, if I were to put, let's say, an ND32 on because it was really bright, Jesus Christ, that's loud, because it's really bright, then if I were to move somewhere that was in the shadow, or if I was to go indoors somewhere, then I'd have to take the ND filter off, and it's just, that's why I don't use them. I used to use them, but I don't anymore because it was just too much hassle. So I don't know if I would make a video, to be honest. So already have the Pocket 3 and just bought an Action 6, but didn't know if I should have gotten Action 5 or the Nano. Love your content, by the way. Thank you. It depends what you're filming, but the Action 6 is good. It's still good. To be honest, any of these cameras are good. They're all going to get the job done. And to be honest, with the DJI cameras, whichever camera you get, if you film in D-Log-M, the footage is going to look awesome. Whether you get the Action 5 or you get the Action 6 or you get the Nano, the footage is going to look really good. So yeah, it depends on the features that you want, because with the Action 6 you've obviously got the square sensor, so if you want to repurpose your footage, you can easily do that. Even though you can still do it on the Action 5 and the Nano, because you can shoot in 4:3, the Action 6 just gives you more in the frame. So it really just depends on what you want and what features you want from each of the cameras. So yeah, that's what I would say. Thanks, Gary Angel. Am I live from the UK? No, I'm in America at the moment. I'm in New York. What are my thoughts on the macro lens for the Action 6? Someone asked me this earlier. Very quickly, I wouldn't use it myself, but I can see how it would be beneficial for people who want to, for example, do close-ups of products or something that they're talking about, because with the action cameras you obviously can't get past a certain distance because there's the minimum focusing distance, whereas with the macro lens then you have that option to get closer to your subject. So yeah, for me, I wouldn't use it personally unless I had something very specific that I wanted to film, but I can see how it would be useful for other people. Do I have the DJI Osmo 360? Yes, I love it. It goes over, I've got it with me as well here in New York. I was going to use it. I was going to go down to Dumbo and I was going to use it, but I didn't have time. Today was going to be the day that I was going to do that, and then yeah, the snowstorm. But yes, I love the Osmo 360. It's one of my favorite cameras. What am I going live with now? So I'm using my iPhone 17 Pro Max, and my microphone is the Hollyland Lark M2, this one, with my little smiley face. Do you use any mirrorless cameras, and if so, which lenses you use for the video? Yeah, so I use the Sony a7S III, and I use Zeiss Batis lenses because I love the Zeiss look, and I have not been able to get that look from any other lens. I don't know what it is. I really don't know what it is, but Zeiss glass just has a specific look. I don't know, but I love it. The Batis lenses are awesome. So I've got the 40mm close focusing range lens, and I've got the 85mm, which is so beautiful for portrait. So when I was taking photos of my kids and I was doing videos of my kids, when I look at those photos, I'm just like, oh, they just look so nice. And I also have the 16 to 35mm G Master lens, Sony G Master lens, which is also a very good lens. And that's the lens that I used to use when I was vlogging before I started using action cameras for vlogging. So I used to take my Sony a7S III with that lens, the 16 to 35, and I used to go out and vlog with that, and I used to have it on a tripod and hold that, and my God, that was heavy. Holding that with one arm for a long time. So this is why I love action cameras for vlogging now. But yeah, I do still have my a7S III. And when I'm indoors, so if I'm in my studio at home, that's what I tend to use. And sometimes when I just go outside and I just want to go and sit on a bench and do a video, I'll take my Sony and I'll set it up and I'll do it outdoors, because I quite like doing that still, you know. I still like using my gear to make videos like that. So yeah. I am, however, considering getting the Lumix S1 Mark II. So you may very well see a video about that on my channel at some point, because I've been thinking about getting it for a while, and I was having a chat with Terry Warfield the other day, and he just convinced me. He went through all the features, and I've been looking at it for ages, and it's like he just tipped the scale, you know. So you may very well see that on my channel. Yeah. What's the slowest shutter speed you can get away with on the Osmo action cameras without getting the jello effect from stabilization? I was talking about this earlier as well. So I don't go past 1/100th of a second, and that seems to be fine. So when I did the low light video yesterday, which I posted today, my minimum shutter speed was at 1/100th of a second, and you can't see, like, I was trying to really look at the background, and you can't see anything. You can't see that jello micro jitter effect that it would normally have. And my stabilization was set to horizon balancing. Any more pineapple on pizza answers? 217 of you have voted. Any more? Any more for any more? Any advice for us who want to start a YouTube career? Have you started making videos? And what kind of videos are you making? What's the best way to get nice photos indoors? I'm using the Action 4. I honestly haven't used the Action 4 to take photos indoors. Yeah, I mainly use the Action 4 for video. So what I would say is make sure that you've got really good light, because the Action 4 doesn't do very well in low light anyway. But other than that, I haven't used it for photos indoors. The key is ham with pineapple. Yeah, I used to have pineapple and ham on pizza, but I don't like ham anymore. You know, I don't like ham. I like bacon, but I don't like ham. And someone thought I was weird for that, which I'm not, okay? Because ham and bacon are different. Obviously, they're not different, it's the same animal, but they taste different. They taste so different. I don't like ham. But bacon, yeah, I had some banging pancakes today. They were so good. They were probably the best pancakes I've eaten. And it had whipped mascarpone cream and then a side of bacon. Oh, so, so good. I might have to get some before I go home tomorrow because they were great. But yeah, ham and bacon do not taste the same. And you can fight me on that one. I stand by it. I'm not old. I didn't say I was old. I'm going to be 40 this year, but I didn't say I was old. Yes, I am doing a live stream. I'm going to be doing more live streams and I am going to go. My God, it's been an hour and a half. I am going to go. What time is it now? 20 past 10. I'm going to go soon. Stop writing. Stop writing messages. Is the Osmo 360 or X5 better? Is the user replaceable lens a big need? I've done a comparison video, so it's worth watching the comparison video, so I don't have to repeat stuff that I've already said. But the replacement lenses are useful if you do anything where you could scratch up the lenses. Now, I did on purpose try damaging the lens of the X5, and it took a lot to scratch it, it took a lot to dent it. So it's a nice to have, and again, it really just depends on what you're doing with the camera. If you're not doing anything extreme, you're not doing anything crazy with it, then you're probably going to be fine to not need to replace the lenses, but it is a nice to have. It just depends on what you're doing. Hey, Michael. Say hi to Michelle for me. So Michelle, my friend, when I was coming to New York, she sent me a place to go to try out to eat. And it's called was it Yam Ramen? It was awesome. Such good food. I went there again, so I went twice whilst I was here. So good. So good. So if you haven't been there, what I think it's Yaman Ramen. Yeah, something like that. But it was great. The food was great. Yeah, I'm still in New York, but I am going home tomorrow. Unfortunately, my plane hasn't been cancelled, so I should still be going home tomorrow. Yeah, the media mod is just, and the audio quality, I could never understand why the audio quality was so bad. So whenever I used it, I always plugged in a different mic, and I used to use the Sennheiser MKE 200 because the audio quality from that mic was just pointless. I'm in the city that never sleeps. Yeah, I quite like New York. I might come back again this year. I don't know. But I was here last year in summer. What a contrast with the weather. But yeah, I do quite like New York. How would I compare the Osmo 360 to the X5? I have got a video on my channel, so it's worth checking that out. Do to know, thank you. How long have you been around for? I don't use cages for my action cameras. It depends what you want the cage for. If you want it just to protect the camera more, or if you want to actually mount things to it. But I don't use a cage. Would I recommend the Pocket 3? It really depends what you want it for. Make the damn video challenge, yes. Pineapple and ham on pizza. Okay. Pancetta on pizza. I'll give you that one. That's a good one, yeah. Don't call me weird for not liking ham though, because pancetta's not the, it's the same obviously, but it's not the same. Same, but different. But still same, but not different, but different. But yeah, pancetta on pizza, yeah, I'll give you that. It has to be one of those like really nice, thin Italian pizzas, lots of cheese, don't skimp on the cheese. But yeah, I'll give you that one. Yeah, don't like ham, but I love bacon. Yeah, I'd say 40 is young as well. Yes, the problem with life is people don't stop chatting. I'm just going to have to go, but I'm just trying to get through all the messages, you know. I will be live again, so you can stop chatting. I will. I promise I'll be live again at some point. Man, yeah, it's been long. It's been a long time. The mic that I'm using at the moment is the Holyland Lark M2, one of my favourites. In fact, it's the mic that I prefer to use. So one of the reasons that I use DJI mics is because of the action cameras. But when I'm using, so this is the mic, when I'm using my mirrorless cameras, then I always use my Holyland mics because I just love the sound. I should do a meetup the next time I come back. Do you know what? I was considering this at one point, but for this trip, I was just very much, I just needed my own time. I just needed a break, just needed mental space. But yeah, depends how many people are in New York though, you know, how how many people might potentially come. And I feel like it would have to be for a reason as well. I feel like we'd have to do something, you know, but I might consider that for next time. Love watching your videos and Terry's videos. Thank you. I feel like me and Terry need to do some more video collaborations. Do I like taco pizzas? Do you know what? I've never tried one. What's my favourite action camera currently? Do you know what? I've got a video about that, so I'm not going to say right now. You have to keep an eye out on the channel. I literally just planned the video like a couple of days ago. Ms. LaFay, is that how you say it? Thank you. Thank you very much. Do I prefer to shoot in normal or D-Log-M on the Action 6? D-Log-M because I don't like the normal colour profile because of how it has that HDR look. But I was saying earlier, I feel like I've repeated myself so many times, but it's cool. I was saying earlier how I like the film tones on the Action 6, but only if there's a lot of light, because if there's not a lot of light, then the footage looks a little bit grainy and a bit soft. But I really do like the film tones on the Action 6. Ah, I got to the bottom. I go to New York for a meetup. That'd be awesome. Okay, interesting. I might have to do a poll on the community wall to see how many people would actually be up for that. But yeah, we'll see. Yeah, me and Terry did do a, it was a very small, like a very short collab when we were in Ohio together last August, because we were there with a few others shooting a short film, and we did a very quick, it was very impromptu. Kofi suggested it, and we were like, fuck it, let's go and do it real quick. Where he was basically chasing me down the street whilst he was holding the the X5, the Insta360 X5, and I was holding the Osmo 360, and I was just cutting between the two when I did the edit so that you could see Osmo 360 footage and X5 footage. So it was quite a cool, it was like a very quick comparison between the two cameras. But yeah, that was a good video. Would I go with the Action 4 or 5 for night shots filming in D-Log-M? I wouldn't use the Action 4 for night shots because the Action 4 just does not look great at night at all. So I would definitely go for the Action 5. But for the best quality, I would definitely go with the Action 6 for night footage. I feel like out of all of them, like the Nano, the 4, the 5, the Action 6 is the best in low light. But I would actually say that the Osmo 360 is potentially the best. I haven't compared, did I compare it with the Action 6? I can't remember, in terms of the low light footage. No, I haven't. Have I? No, I haven't done that yet. But when I compared the Osmo 360 with the Action 5 footage, the Osmo 360 looked better, like quite a bit better as well. I have to just screenshot this this pineapple on pizza because I'm going to ask on Instagram as well. I haven't been to Japan yet, but it is definitely on my list. If you already have Final Cut Pro on the Mac, what's the purpose of subscribing to the Apple Creator Studio? From what I've seen, there are just so many apps in there, but I haven't looked at it in detail, so I couldn't say. Yep, I've heard Ohio got hit pretty badly with the storm as well. Right, I'm going now. I'm definitely going. It's been almost 2 hours. So I will be back again. And you know what? If you don't follow me on Instagram, you should, because I post behind the scenes there sometimes, and I also post stories and I post other stuff on there as well, like, that you don't see on YouTube. So, and I also might go live on Instagram as well at some point. I might go live on Instagram tomorrow before I leave. Maybe when I'm in the airport and just trying to kill time. Maybe I'll go live on Instagram. So if you're not on Instagram, do join me over there. But have a good night, morning, afternoon, wherever you are, and I'll see you again. I'm going to do this again more often. No pressure to, you know, set up my camera on my computer, you know, fancy or anything like that. Just pull out my phone, make the damn live stream, do the damn live stream. So yeah, I'm going to do it more often. So have a good night, guys, and I will speak to you again another time. Bye.